What surprised me was how hard they work, how dedicated they are. Kind of 24/7 too, in a lot of cases. Up north, it's a 24/7 job. Two-man post. You know, it surprised me that they're in certain circumstances that they're in too, that they're doing the kind of job they're doing, that they're volunteering in their off hours with kids. You know, lots of dedication. The youth officers episode was really interesting because I was able to follow two members who work with youth 24/7. They volunteer, and it's also their job to go into the schools, to be a liaison officer with the schools. What was powerful about the youth officers episode was the dedication, the lifetime of dedication these two members had given to youth in their community. And they'd made a huge difference to the people in their community and crime levels in their community. And just, you could see you sort of have to see the episode really, but the heart and soul of these two members is just there on the screen. And it's beautiful. I mean, it was sort of a beautiful story, and I didn't expect that. Well, there were two sides to frontline policing. We were with some really charismatic people, and riding along with them day and night in the pouring rain, walking the footbeat, doing all these different things, and it was really exciting. And when people started, you know, if a member started chasing a perpetrator and the cameraman went, I went, we all ran. You know, it was really, it was kind of exciting in that way. But the other side of it was that we saw some of the troubled areas in different communities across the country, where they are really on the ground working every day, really hard to help people who are in desperate situations. And you know, that was tougher. But it's a pretty raw episode in terms of seeing the tough side of being on the front lines as an RCMP member. In kind of a simple way, I really discovered that the RCMP are just there working for us, and they really, really care. You know, these officers, these members, you know, that we met, they're not doing it for any other reason but because they like working with people, and they want to help in some way, make some kind of contribution. And there's a lot of misconceptions about them, but that's a few situations. But I met dozens of them across the country who were just surprisingly humble in what they do, and just kind of out there trudging along day to day, dealing with the same issues over and over sometimes, and still feeling like they're making a difference. What struck me most was when members walked into a stressful situation and handled it with a good deal of grace, calmness, kindness. I saw a lot of that in the face of something they're seeing on a daily basis. They go out every time with almost a fresh perspective. And I think it's partly because they love what they do. And they seemed very excited by getting into the car again that one night and going out and seeing if they could solve some people's problems, or be in the right place at the right time, or just, you know, lend a helping hand. And one guy said, you know, on the occasion, we get a thank you, and that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I was just thinking of my mother, because every time I talk to her about the RCMP, she rolls her eyes. You know, and I have to explain to her what I know. And she knows what she knows from the newspapers. But I know what I know from standing beside these people and walking in their shoes for a little bit, and, you know, seeing that their lives are about serving this country.